How do you know if account-based marketing is right for your company? Okay, all right. How do you know if it is the right thing to do for your company? Okay, so I mean, these are general rules you can just follow. If you have a high value product, high ticket product, if your product is complex in terms of sales, if your product has a longer decision making cycles, if your product or service requires multiple different layers of decision makers and influencers to finally to finally engage with you. If your product can only be sold to certain very specific type of businesses, who are relatively big, even if it is not big, but they have very specific need, then possibly ABM is a good fit, right? For example, if you are selling a product or a service for airline industry, so there are only a number of companies, airline companies in the world. Make sense? ABM works very well for that. But if you're selling something very low cost, then possibly account-based marketing does not make sense. So if you're selling $100 product, then possibly it's not a good fit, right? Then you should move into the lead-based mindset, because there's no point, making a list of accounts and then, doing all the hard work to, at the end of the day, sell $100 product. But if your product is, say, $100,000 and it is for an airline industry or a heavy engineering industry, then account-based marketing makes sense, right? If you're targeting, say, a warehouse industry, then account-based marketing makes sense, because there are only limited number of warehouses in a particular country, and you are selling product and service for warehouses. So you've got to find those companies and create the right kind of relationship to sell your product and service. At the same time, you've got to ensure that your product and service is high ticket enough to bear the cost of the effort that you're putting in, right? So if the product or the service value is very small, I would refrain you from going ABM. Then ABM may not be a good fit. But if you are targeting a very specific type of market with a bigger need, and if your product and service requires a longer sales cycle, complex sales cycles, and your target audience is limited out there, then possibly ABM is a good fit. Okay. You need a very clear ICP and enough resources for personalization. So clear ICP is very important. For example, an airline industry, right? So very clear ICP. Warehouse companies, very clear ICPs, right? Heavy engineering companies or engineering design companies, right? Very clear ICPs. That is super important for account-based marketing. If that clarity is not there, then possibly you should not go with ABM, because you will do all the hard work of making the list of the companies and targeting a particular industry, only to find out that your product and service is a mismatch. So before you start the hard work of running those campaigns, make sure that you are absolutely clear that this is my product and service and this is the right audience. So that needs to be done before you move into ABM-based technique. Okay. And you've got to really, in terms of sales and marketing, this is more intertwined. There's a lot more work that goes between sales and marketing team in ABM as compared to sales just running a Google Ads campaign and just passing those leads to Salesforce for the sales team to just pick up and start calling. So it is much more than that. All right.